Coach, you want to start with a opening statement for us?
Yeah, obviously pretty cool past couple days here. Big win on Friday. Got to thank all the Kent State faithful that traveled up to Eastern Michigan and were there behind our bench supporting us from the very beginning. It was awesome to feel their love, feel their support, and for our kids to finish that thing the right way, to finish the season going 3-0 and to get ourselves bowl eligible. It was pretty neat. Yesterday, the calendar turns to December 1st, and we got a 50 degrees day in Northeast Ohio where we're practicing football and hitting the road recruiting and everything that we dreamed that this job was going to be and the vision that we had for it, short 2 years ago, and the way that the staff has worked so tremendously hard, the way that the kids have worked so tremendously hard, it's not a vision anymore, it's a reality, and we're able to hit the road recruiting here. Coaches are out right now building off of the foundation that's been laid by these seniors and all the work that's been put in, and really excited about the direction that we're going and patiently waiting for where we're going to get this last opportunity to play in this bowl game here in the next coming days and everything. So, excited, developing, growing, getting better, just to start and taking this thing to new and improved levels.
Coach, you're sitting at 3-6, off of 3 straight wins. After you've taken a step back and kind of look at what you guys have done, kind of just talk about your reaction to it.
Yeah, just incredibly proud of the kids, their resiliency. Not surprised in the least because of the kids that we do have, but just incredibly proud of everyone in our Flash Fast family, starting with the kids, their belief in one another, how connected they are, and the way that they fight and compete with one another the right way. And because of that, when we go and got in that adverse situation and being at 3-6 and knowing as we sat here and said, hey, this is playoff ball, and to string those wins together, was incredibly proud of the way that they were so resilient, the way that they were able to focus and refocus week in and week out. Really had a sense that things were different after that Ball State win, to where we came in, we cleaned up the tape, but there was a very business-like approach to where that's good, let's get the lessons, let's clean up the tape, but we know we got a short week, we know the journey's not done, and then just the belief all the way through last week to just kind of hear the guys like, hey, we're going to go get this thing. There was no, hey, this is it. Like, they knew during the course of the week the belief that they have in one another has been tremendous, and then just, again, to be out there yesterday and we've kind of shut the seniors down and the guys who have played a bunch of snaps this year to kind of, they're like a bunch of an extra set of graduate assistants, the past couple days at practice and everything, and just get a chance to talk to those guys and just, again, the reality of, hey, the season's done, but we got extra time, that we created extra time, and just how cool that is to be able to spend more time, selfishly around these guys who have sacrificed so much. It's really cool and really exciting to be a Golden Flash, and where we're going in the trajectory of this program is really, really cool.
Is there a moment this season where it's just like you can look back at and that just really just flipped the season for you guys?
You probably got to point to the Buffalo win, and that comeback and that, just culture changing, program changing, that's the defining moment to where everything kind of came to a head, and our kids were able to find a way. When we had come up 16 points short the 3 previous weeks, to where to be down and to be in that situation again, they didn't flinch. They stayed the course. They played one play at a time and strung enough plays together to where after that game, I told the guys in the locker room that if you don't believe and if you're not all in at this point in time, then don't know what other evidence we need to show you. Been asking for tremendous faith all the way through, and that now there's concrete proof, and again, like, that carries over in the locker room and the guys that we have here. And then it's great to, be out on the road yesterday and in some home visits and visiting some of our top high schools in the area, and to go visit with coaches and families that, again, at one point in time, you're talking about this vision and this plan. It's kind of this, it's going to happen. And, you're selling ice to an Eskimo a little bit. And now it's, boom, it's here. This is it. And now, again, we've told the team yesterday, hey, we reached, one standard, and now when we reach that standard, we're going to elevate it. We're going to go chase something more and something better. So hopefully this time next year, we're sitting here and we're talking about how we're preparing for a MAC championship, and that's going to be the goal and that's going to be the expectation. So, got to go out and finish this bowl prep the right way and continue to develop. But it's an exciting time to be at Kent.
Dustin Crum post game honestly didn't seem like as excited as you would think he would be. Talk about his mentality in the last 3 games and kind of where he's at as a leader right now.
Yeah, has really emerged ever since he's kind of taken over week 2. Crum is, I think, one of his most redeeming traits is that he's never too high, never too low. So when things didn't look good to the outside world, he was still, calm, cool, collected. And then obviously in that exciting moment, I think it's the same thing, to where he doesn't get too jacked up. I mean, he had that schoolyard play where he scrambled in and made a couple guys miss and go score. And I'm like, heck yeah, great play. And he's like, appreciate it, coach. That's who he is. And that's what you want in your leader, because the kids can look to him, and no matter what's going on, you talk about the definition of being able to clear it, refocus, and play the next play and do the next thing the right way. He does that. And probably Friday, and talking to him the past couple of days, he was probably a little bit unsatisfied with the way that he performed and the way he turned the ball over. So he's happy, for the team that we got the win, but he knows, again, that his personal goals and expectations for himself, he did some things that were uncharacteristic, mainly with his ball security and turning the ball over there in a pretty critical situation, that he's probably beating himself up a little bit too much, and he'll be able to detach and, take in the joy and everything that this moment is. But again, that's who he is. He's steady Eddie, man. Never too high, never too low. And again, that's a great quality to have in your quarterback and the leader of your football team.
I think the running back situation is really in the second half, you guys really relied on, Joe Sheen there. Kind of what's your situation with the running backs now, and how's that helped you?
I mean, it's a room that we've been able to acquire and develop great depth. So we feel pretty spoiled there, and because of necessity with different things that, Will got banged up a little bit. X had to leave the game because he had a pretty nasty cut on his forearm and he had to get some stitches and everything. So, Joe Sheen rises to the occasion. And again, it's an ethos of our family to where, hey, you got to continue to get trained, and you don't know when your opportunity is going to come. And so, boom, here it is, biggest stage of the year, to where we get in a situation where it's 4-minute offense and we got to run out some clock and we got to get points and extend that game and make it at least an 8-point game with a field goal, if not get a touchdown, and put it away. And for Joe Sheen to come in and to have some experience, some game experience underneath his belt earlier in the year, lean on that, have some confidence from that. But his development, again, behind the scenes when no one's watching, he's now trained, he's prepared, and he takes advantage of that opportunity. So, it's a good problem to have with the number of talented kids that we have in that room. And, they're as close-knit group as we have in the facility, in that position room. They all encourage one another. It's been pretty cool the past couple of days. Like, we've put X and Will on ice, and they've been like they were the running back coaches today, and helping the young guys, helping Joe Sheen, helping Craig, helping Brian Bradford, develop and holding those guys accountable to what the standard of the family is, and more importantly, what the expectations of that room is. So, again, hopefully we get to a point in this program where every position group, every meeting that you go into, it has that sort of depth and that sort of talent, and then we know we're doing things the right way.
Last 2 weeks you've had a defender rejected for targeting, so you want to talk about that, and also players stepping up as well. Yeah,
obviously you don't want that in the game, I think the changes that have been made and the calls that have been made were spot on, and again, it's something that we constantly preach. It's not something that we promote. We train our guys the right way to tackle the right way, but those are just some bang plays, and they happen, so we won't have Jamal in the first half of the bowl game, which will obviously impact the plan as we go once we figure out what all that is. But again, it's just another example of guys stepping up. Mario Nunez stepping up, getting quite a bit of playing time in the back end. And again, like we talked about during the Ball State game, to where, AJ steps up and Matt Barr obviously steps up. And when Mandela went down for a little bit in the Ball State game, to where, again, it's that next man up mentality, and you're able to grow and develop off of that. And so that gives a sense of urgency. Again, that's evidence that we can point to that, hey, guys, this isn't coach speak. Like, things are going to happen. Guys are going to have to step up and play. I can't tell you where that's going to happen, but you got to be ready when your number's called. So work with a sense of urgency, go through practice like it's a game, so that when your number's called, you're ready. And again, you're trained, and you can seize that opportunity and elevate your status within the family.
Alan asked me to just have you play kind of politician. Why Kent State over the next week or so, as ESPN and the bull powers to be kind of decide the map and everybody else's fate?
Yeah, I think you'd be hard pressed to find a team that's playing their best football the way that we are right now on a 3-game winning streak. It's a tremendous turnaround, and obviously the history that is Kent State for us to be qualified for the fourth or fifth time in program history. Our fans are eager as all get out. They haven't been able to go to a bowl game since 2012, and so I walk around town, and everywhere I go, they're like, Coach, where are we going? Where are we going? We want to buy tickets. So wherever city we're fortunate enough to be invited to, I know we'll paint that town blue and gold. We got a tremendous group of kids with unbelievable stories that have fought through a bunch of resiliency in all three phases, of our football team. We got incredible staff with great personalities that, I would love to highlight and kind of, let the world know about the great coaches that we have here. And we play an exciting brand of football. We're going to take chances on offense. We do some different things, line up with two quarterbacks, double plays, trick plays. We're going to present and bring a exciting brand of football where we're going to put up points. We're going to play fast, play aggressive, and it'll be very enticing to whatever bowl takes us. But we're one of the best teams in the country right now, and I think that's what the Bulls are all about, is matching up the best teams that are playing the best late in the season so that we can have some enjoyable football around the holidays.
Just your thoughts on where your team stands. Obviously finishing extremely strong. Just you finished the regular season on such a high note. Just kind of talk about in 30 seconds, kind of the state of the program.
Yeah, so ultimately end of year two to be bowl eligible in year two is a huge jump. For our conference games that we lost was by a total of 16 points. So we're right there. We're on the cusp. We took a huge step this year. Going to have an opportunity with bowl practice to obviously elevate our team and continue to develop so that next year, again, the standards and the expectations is always to be in this place, take it to another level, and hopefully we'll be training and preparing for a MAC championship for years to come.
You guys are going hit the recruiting trail this week, so the guys get pretty much the rest of the week off to kind of recalibrate, focus on finals?
Correct, yeah. So we snuck in 2 practices to develop our young guys and kind of the underbelly of our team and continue to build depth. But now with the kids done, we were off the field here this morning by 10 to 10, and they'll have the whole week for the last week of classes. We'll steal a couple practices over the weekend and then get ready for finals the following week. So again, balancing, what's most important obviously right now is making sure that we're set up for success in the classroom, and the guys have the time that they need to put their best foot forward and finish strong in the classroom while we wait to know what's going to happen and where we're going to be playing.
Coach, you talked earlier in the season about being a program that's consistently there, like at Toledo, like at OU. What steps are still needed to take to make sure consistently year after year you're that team that's in the hunt?
I think it's maximizing this time that we have right now with bowl practice, where we can close the gap on the rest of the league. And again, that margin, as we showed, is 16 points right now. We're 5-3 in the record, and the 3 games that we lost is by a total of 16 points. So we're right there. We're very fortunate to have these bowl practices, and how we go about these bowl practices will be huge to close that gap and be consistently good, particularly on the east side, and close the gap on those consistently developed programs. We got to do a great job recruiting, and that starts here locally first and foremost, and we'll continue to hammer that home. We've added close to 20 Ohio prospects since we've been here in our first 3 signing classes, and that number will continue to grow as we go forward. And then the support and the backing of our administration, what they've been, fabulous with, to where for Christmas, the Flash Fast family's getting new turf in the field house, and then we'll continue to make improvements and strides that we need to facilities so that we can recruit, at a high level and win those recruiting battles so that we can be competitive week in and week out for years to come on the field.
Any desired location? I know with Idaho, you get to keep your beard a little longer.
Well, the beard's going to ride until the bowl game. But whoever wants to have us, I know that we're going to come, we're going to compete, and we're going to have a blast. So, looking forward to wherever that is. I'm not too picky at this point in time. Like I said, I feel pretty spoiled right now that I have extra time with my guys, and selfishly, that's what I wanted. And we got that. So if it's in January, great. If it's December 20th, December 21st, let's ride. Tell me where we're going. We'll show up, and we're going to play a great brand of football and make it really entertaining.
I'm out of questions.
Go Flashes.